The seer arrived at dawn, cloaked in tattered robes that smelled of the earth. His voice boomed across Sodom's royal court. The sacred river Omi shall flow for only one kingdom. Its blessings will crown the victor, but the price of power will shake the very ground beneath your feet. King Adegu gripped the armrest of his throne, his sharp eyes narrowing at the messenger of doom. Only one kingdom? The river belongs to Odomo. My ancestors decreed it. In Agbaja, Queen Efemena received the same message. Unlike Adegun, Akan Dominion betrayed Lithium. If it is war that will determine the river's master, then so be it, she whispered to her council, her lips curling into a determined smile. Adebayo, the crown prince of Odomo, was restless. War was imminent, yet his thought drifted to the golden eye warrior he had seen at the last peace meeting. Eis, Agbaja's princess, was fierce, intelligent, and unlike anyone he had met. But how could he desire someone whose bloodline was destined to clash with his? Eis too was stern. Her father had died defending the river from Odomo's forces years ago, and now, as Agbaja's strongest warrior, she was sworn to continue his legacy. Yet her thoughts often drifted to Adebayo, the charming prince who seemed as trapped by duty as she was. The first attack came from Odomo under the cover of night. Agbaja's granaries were set ablaze, leaving the kingdom vulnerable to famine. In retaliation, Queen Efemena sent her spies to poison Odomo's wells, leading to the death of hundreds. In the chaos, Adebayo and Eis met in the secret at the river banks. This war will destroy everything, Adebayo said, his voice heavy with desperation. And yet we are powerless to stop it, Eis replies, tears glistening her eyes. Unknown to them, Agbaja's spy master had followed Eis. When he reported her betrayal to the queen, Efemena's fury knew no bounds. Even my blood shall not stand in the way of Agbaja's victory, she declared. Both kingdoms gathered their armies for a decisive clash at the river banks. Odomo's warriors, draped in crimson and gold, chanted war songs that echoed through the valley. Agbaja's forces, in green and white, moved with the precision of a well-oiled machine. As the battle raged, Adebayo and Eis found themselves face to face. Adebayo dropped his sword. I cannot fight you, he said. Eis hesitated, her spear trembling in her hand. But before she could respond, an arrow from Odomo's rank struck her shoulder. She fell to her knees, blood staining her armor. Adebayo! King Adego's voice thundered from the battlefield. End her! But Adebayo lifted Eis in his arms and carried her towards Agbaja's line, defying his father. His act of treason caused a ripple through Odomo's forces. Many warriors, inspired by his bravery, laid out their sword. Queen Efemena watched in disbelief as her daughter was brought to her by the enemy prince. This war cannot end with death, Adebayo pleaded. Let it end with life. Efemena's heart, hardened by the years of loss, softened as she saw the love in her daughter's eyes. She raised her hand, signaling her forces to stop fighting. King Adegu, however, refused to concede. Cowards, all of you, he roared, charging toward the river to strike Adebayo himself. But as his sword swung down, the ground beneath him shook violently. The river, as if angered by the bloodshed, rose in furious tide. Both armies watched in horror as the waters consumed King Adegun and his closest warriors, leaving behind only silence. The survivors of both kingdoms stood at the river banks, their weapons forgotten. Queen Efemena stepped forward, her voice strong but weary. The river has spoken. Let this war end here. Adebayo and Eis knelt before her, their hands clasped together. Let our union be the first step towards peace, Eis said. With the blessings of both kingdoms, they were married at the river banks. The sacred river Omi, now a symbol of unity, flowed gently between the two lands. Years later, under the rule of Queen Adebayo and Queen Eis, Odomo and Agbaja thrived as one kingdom. The river's prophecy had come true. The price of power had been paid, but it had bettered a new era of peace. As the sun set over the river, its waters sparkled like crowns, reflecting the unity that had risen from the ashes of war. Thank you all for watching this interesting and epic story. So I would love for you all to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more interesting stories like this. Thank you and God bless you. There's another story coming up. I would love for you to sit back and watch.